Okay guys, and here it is. You guys have been asking for the Forge and Foster for quite some time. This specifically is the Centurion. So the packaging is standard, I guess, for a watch similar to this, like a micro brand. Inside is just another standard watch box. Open it up. Now I have taken this out once, put it right back in, so I can do this initial unboxing. I just want to see sort of what the quality was like. Comes on a leather roll. And here it is, the Centurion, and specifically this is the Titan X 41mm. Now, of course, this has sort of a Richard Mille homage feel to it with that integrated sports bracelet and just the overall case shape. Well, first, let me go ahead and we're going to wind this watch. Inside is a skeletonized seagull movement, so they didn't use the best movement, but you know, they could have always done worse. Does not have a screw down crown. You see right here, I am just winding it up. Only offers 50 meters of water resistance. Now the case on this is going to be 316L stainless steel. One of the things that I like and don't like about the case is the fact that it has different levels of finishing. It has an overall brushed appearance, but then it has these deep concave sort of lines that appear to be like sandblasted. I mean, it's not bad at all, but to me, it's just, it didn't need it, and I think it would have been better without it, but overall, the feel is fine. Screws here on the four corners. The case of this will measure everything so you understand exactly what it is, but the case is actually not as thick as it may appear in my hand, and it wears a little thinner on the wrist as well. It does have, like I said, a rubber strap here, which gives it a overall sort of sports feel. And on the stainless steel tang, you do have the Forge and Foster laser engraving right there. Okay, let's talk about the dial of this watch. Then let's go into the measurements. Then my critique about everything, period. Okay, so the overall dial layout, not really a huge fan of the skeletonized look. Now it is for some people and it's not for others. To me, I think the legibility of all skeletonized watches are extremely hard to read, so it's not really my go-to. However, the feel of this watch, you know, the overall aesthetic works, right? The overall aesthetic says, hey, look, I'm cool, I'm rugged, industrial sort of feel to it. And again, that Richard Mille sort of case shape. Now, again, like I said, inside is an automatic seagull beating at 21,600 vibrations an hour. So it does have a smooth tick on the second hand, but it's not the smoothest tick on the second hand. Now, the general portion of the dial is a skeletonized movement that has sort of a flat silver finish. Then along the outside, you have a dial chapter ring with applied indices. Down at the 6 o'clock, it says automatic movement. Up at the 12 o'clock, you can see it says Forge and Foster with their Forge and Foster logo. Now this does have a sapphire sandwich in it, which means the top piece of crystal is sapphire, the bottom piece is also sapphire. Now let's talk about the finishing of this watch before we hop into the movements. Now the finishing of the watch is mediocre, I would say. Now I in no way had taken this out, had worn it outside. I didn't put any scratches on this, nothing. But you can see right in here, inside of this divot of the sandblast, you can see that it does have like a light scratch right here. I don't know if this is a quality control issue, but then as I move around the watch, you can see right here along the corner, let me see if I can get that in, it sort of has like a little pitting to it, right? It's not smooth, and I don't think that a metal, you know, especially if you're gonna buy a watch, this retails at $299. You can get a discount for $250 from the website itself. But honestly, I feel like if you're gonna sell something for, I don't know, 300 bucks, that you should have a little bit better quality control. See right up here, along the top end right here, it does have an imperfection right there in the steel as well. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. Along the Forge and Foster, it also has more signs of imperfection, almost as if it's like a dirty watch. right? It's not too terrible. I've seen worse watches. However, you shouldn't immediately have to go in and take a cleaning rag and go through and sort of get it looking new, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't have to do that because it is a new watch, right? On the other side, same thing. You can see right along here. You know, it's a little disappointing because, again, I bought this with my own money. Fortune Foster didn't give this to me. Nobody else gave it to me. I bought this with my own money because everybody said, hey, I want to see what Fortune Foster's like. I want to see what Fortune Foster's like. It does have a deeply etched engraving of the logo on the crown, but then right there next to the crown, you can see there's, you know, a little more discoloration. Is it, like I said, the worst thing in the world? No. But do you really expect something like that? Do you really expect those quality control issues like right off the bat, right out of the box? To me, it's just completely unacceptable. Let's just do some quick measurements of this watch, and then we'll toss it on the wrist, and then we'll end this review. Okay, and it is going to be just over 41 millimeters across the surface lug to lug. Is going to be just at about 48. You also have to understand that it does bow out slightly with the integrated rubber strap, but honestly, I think it's going to wear pretty comfortable. Then it is just under 13 millimeters thick, so it doesn't sit too high. Again, integrated bracelet, however, you can put a different strap on. If you look right here, you can see the actual spring bars. So let's do a measurement right there, and it is at just over 22. So you could put a different strap on, but it would sort of look weird if you put a different strap on. I mean, when they design these style watches, basically you are getting what you pay for. They have a lot of different options when it comes to straps, so you just sort of have to choose what you want. Now, let's just toss it on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Okay, now here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, and honestly, it is extremely comfortable on the wrist. I think it fits very well. Honestly, if this was just done a little bit better, I would have no problem keeping this for myself and wearing it every day. Now, it does have some polished edges, so it does give even more depth in the light, and it does feel like a more expensive watch. Now, one of the things that I'm really not a fan of when it comes to skeletonized watches are the open heart style. I feel like it's really distracting. Some people love it. To me, the only thing I like to look at is the tourbillon on my watch, the open heart balance wheel. You know, it's cool, but again, it's very hard to really see what time it is on this watch. Very easy to fall in love with this type of industrial style if this is your thing. There are two types of watch collectors out there: people who like skeletonized watches, people who do not like skeletonized watches. Now, they generally offer more skeletonized options on Fortune Foster than non-skeletonized options. However, I think if you can pick this up for just around $250 and under, I think it's not a bad deal if you like this style of watch. Honestly, it's very sporty, it's very rugged, and it is very comfortable on the wrist. Fortune Foster, if I were to rate this between I would say 1 to 10, this would be maybe a 5.5 to 6. Now you guys tell me, am I being just a little too hard on this watch? What do you guys think? What is your opinion? Leave it down in the comments below. Now, I'm not going to end this video like I normally do behind my desk because I just have far too many watch reviews to do. Now, if you're interested in this watch right here, this specific Centurion Titan X 41mm, look down below in the description at my eBay link. I will put this up. This has not been worn out. This has been directly taken out of the box, reviewed, tossed right back in the box, and I'm going to sell it at a discount so I can continue to fund more watches on this channel. Now, if you like videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment of the content you guys would like to see. On this channel, I have a lot of videos coming up in the future, so make sure you guys are hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop that next video. Until next time.